Hello everyone! This is the second part of Endgames 2 pawns versus 1 pawn, and I recommend you to check out the first part of this type of endgame, and information about that you can see in the right upper corner. This is our first position for today, and this endgame is drawn, but it is drawn because of the position of white's pawn on d file. If that pawn is on d2, white would be able to win this game, but since the pawn is on d3, the game will end as a draw. Let us see now what can white do as a first move. He will of course try to win the game, but game will end as a draw. There are two possible moves for white, king e5 or d4. If white plays d4, black will just wait with king c7, and after king c5, king d7, no matter that white obtains opposition, he cannot make any progress because he is not able to gain space. That's why he needs to push the pawn on d5. The reason why he is not able to gain space, we see from this position that after king c7, white is not able to go to e6 square. That is why he must push the pawn to d5. And after king c7, d6, king d7, king d5, simply king d8, e6 square is not accessible for white king, so after king c6, king c8, d7, king d8, and now the game is of course drawn, no chance for white to make progress. So maybe better move for white is to start with king e5. Now black will again play king c7, and now white again has two options, to play d4 or to play king f5 and try to win f7 pawn. If d4, king c6, d5, king d7, king f4, king d6, king e4, king d7, king e5, king e7, no progress. So the only chance for white to try to win the game is to play king f5 and to try to win f7 pawn. D pawn is useless in this position. King d6, and now king g5. This is an important moment for black. There are two possible moves, king e5 and king e6. King e6 will lose the game and king e5 is enough for a draw. The reason why king e6 is losing the game is that white plays this great move now d4 and creates Zugzwang. Now king cannot use e5 square, king must go to d5, and when king goes to d5, white king has enough time to reach g7 square and to win f7 pawn and to win this game. That is why the best move is king e5. And now after d4, simply king takes d4, king h6, king e5. Now white has two possible moves, king g7 and king g5. Now it is possible also for white to make mistake and even to lose this endgame if he plays king g7, because after king e6 he will be in Zugzwang, he will lose the pawn and he will lose the game, because this is lost pawn endgame for white. That is why he must play king g5 in this position. Now black will be able to win the pawn on f-file, but the game will be drawn because white will obtain opposition. So we have seen what's going on in this position when the pawn is on d3 and why this endgame is drawn. Let us see now what's going on if the pawn is on d2 square. If the pawn is on d2 square, as we said, white wins the game. White will play king e5, and after king c6, king f5, king d5, king g5. And if now black plays king e6, now d4 wins the game because black is in Zugzwang and this position is familiar from the previous position. But if after king g5 black plays king e5, now d3 wins the game, and that is why it was important for the pawn to be on d2 in the starting position. After d3 black will be in Zugzwang, after king e6, d4 again, and this is the position we already know. After king d5, simply king h6, king d4, and king g7, white wins the pawn on f7. And if king goes back to e6, again king g7, black is in Zugzwang, he will lose f7 pawn, and white wins this game. What do you think in this example? What would be the result of the game if white on the move and what if black on the move? We will observe both situations. If it is white on the move, the position is drawn. White has two chances to try to win this game. He can either go to d1 to try to go to the king side, or to play king b1 with the ideas to go to b3 square. But in both cases, black has successful moves to keep the draw. If white plays king b1, then king c5, and after king a2 just king b4, there is no any path for white king to go to b3 and there is no progress. Or if in the starting position king went to d1, then simply king e3. Now we block white king to go to e2 square. And after king e1, king f3, king f1, king e3, and now just king e1, and the position is going back and forth and it is drawn. If white still wants to make some risk and play king g2, there is no any chance to make progress and to win the game. The reason is that black's pawn on c3 is very close to the promotion square and both sides will promote at the same time and the game is anyway drawn. But if it is black on the move in this position, he will lose the game because he will be in zugzwang. Again, black has two possible continuations, to go to e3 or to keep the king in the center by playing king d5. If king e3, now black is too slow to stop white king to reach b3 square and white wins by playing king b1. King d2 would be very bad move because now white will just advance his d pawn and promote, and black can do nothing against white's c2 pawn because it is safely protected. And if now he goes back to d4, we see that white king easily reached b3 square and white easily wins c3 pawn and the game is over. Second possible move for black is to play king d5, but now he's not able to stop white's king from reaching e2 square and white wins after king e5, king e2, king f4, but king f2. Black is also losing a position and now white will simply reach the third rank. Once that happens, white has easy win. If now black goes to c4, then simply king e4 and d pawn will easily promote, or second possible option was to play king d6, but then just king d3 and we easily win f3 pawn and black resign this game. This is very interesting position in which white is up a pawn, but he has very bad position because his king stands bad and there is nothing to stop black's h-pawn from promotion. It may look like that position is lost for white, but there is a very nice way for white to make draw in this position. The best first move is a7. And now two choices for black, to play h6 or h5. If h6, then white plays immediately c4, and after h5, c5, h4, simply c6, h3, c7, and whatever now black plays, white will be in the stalemate, no matter will black capture the pawn or push h2. If after a7 black tries to be faster and plays h5 immediately, if now white plays c4 like in the previous case, it will be bad and he will lose the game. The reason for that is that at the moment when white pushes c7, black promotes to a queen and it is a checkmate. But instead of c4 move, now wonderful move which draws the game is c3. And now after h4, c4, h3, c5, h2, c6. And if now black promotes, it's a stalemate, very nice position. Or if he plays, let's say, h1 to promotion to the rook, it's again stalemate after c7. Wherever rook moves, it's a stalemate. If king captures the pawn, it's a stalemate. If he tries with king d7, then simple c8 queen promotion. King must take the queen and the game is drawn by stalemate again. And this is the last position for today's lesson. In this endgame, white will win, either because he will win the pawn on h5 or that he will promote first. White will start with king f2, and after king f4, king g2, and after king e5, king f1. Now black is in trouble. He has two options to play king f5 or king d5. If black plays king f5, then king e2, and after king f4, king f2. That is what white wanted. White wanted simply to get the third rank with his king. And after king f5, king e3, king e5, f4, king f5, king f3, king f6, king e4. Now white easily advances his king, and he will now go to g5 square, win h5 pawn, and easily win this endgame. If black after king f1 plays king d5, he cannot play king f4, of course, because of king f2, and then he needs to give the third rank to white's king. So he can try to make draw here by playing king d5. But then king e2, and after king d4, king d2 again. And now again we take the third rank, king e5, king e3, king f5, and f4 still wins the game. No matter that we now allow black's king to go to g4. Of course, if black king goes to f6, we play king e4, then push f5, king f4, king g5, and we easily win h5 pawn. So the only chance for black king is to go to g4 and to try to win h4 pawn, but then king e4, king h4, and now king f3. Excellent move. Excellent move. Now white wins the game. Black must resign because he simply needs so many moves in order to threat promotion. Simply he will push the pawn and the king together while white promotes much faster, and this is very easy win, trivial win for white now. That will be all for this video chess lesson. If you want to see some specific content in my video chess lessons, please place the comment below my video on YouTube. Take a look at these suggested videos and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.